Right, a few more thoughts to do with kind of who I am, I suppose, what I do. When I used to work with kids, and I still do, but it just hasn't worked out very well. And I hope that the kids that I'm teaching just now can verify this. I don't actually tell people what to do. I kind of suggest what we could do, and I kind of open up opportunities. And if we take the opportunities, like for example, the year sevens last year, they got group work every week because they wanted it. And they deserved it because they behaved. And we got a lot of work done on a certain age, and then we got group work. And in fact, this class has been the first class to earn Google time. And so they get to do whatever they want. And I was thinking of taking them out for a walk and do some maths, kind of nature and stuff. But actually, they can do anything. Anyway, and when I was doing stuff with other kids in other schools, it was create opportunities, and they kind of like mostly went for it because the opportunity was that I was there, an unusual teacher, and they'd make use of the time that I was there, and I would draw attention to how they were learning, the specific topic or subject, how they were learning, how they were interacting, awareness, how they were engaging socially, and no, I didn't talk about the world because that was, they weren't too interested in that. So what do I do there? Well, I'm not really directing people. You're kind of guiding. It really is a guidance thing. Okay, another tact. The book that I wrote, it's not saying this is what's going to happen at all. I mean, at all. You have to look at the book. It's just like, well, what it's suggesting is what could happen. So it's not a matter of being a prophet. People have said, right, you think what's going to... And then people get ego. Oh, you're telling us what to do. It's like, no, not even slightly. Not even slightly. If we're facing a major disaster, which I kind of think that we have a reasonable chance that we are, all right? It's definitely a bit pear-shaped at the moment. In order for that to improve, it's not a matter of going scientifically and objectively, well, these are the possibilities and this is the best way and we should just do this. It's a matter of actually influencing, actually a matter of choosing which future we're going to have come at us and become present. So for example, the 2020 World Peace, and that's why I haven't pushed it, it's an invitation. It's like, do you want to think about that? It's kind of an interesting idea. And if people look at it and think about it, they'll come up with interesting things, I believe. That's how it works. Okay, it's not a matter of persuading people. It's not a matter of telling people about it and getting people on board. On board what? Alright, it's a matter of going, it's the same with kids. I don't actually create, it looks like I create the group work. I don't really. I create the opportunity, I help create the opportunity, and then the kids actually realise it. They make it happen. And then they actually do whatever the activity is, especially A classes, because they get to do whatever they want to do. I'm really interested in that. So the same with adults. What will people, if people actually agree to get together at the right time, 2020, at the right scale, globally, and they kind of agreed to do peace, and they've had a little bit of time to think about what's actually manageable, what's actually, what do we accept, what don't we accept. Probably something obvious like no nuclear bombs, no manufacture of weapons. So the largest weapon, perhaps, like a knife. It's a police force, a peace force, I don't know, locally, that can't get larger than a certain scale, so that the idea of manifested like armies just don't occur. Whatever, all right? And as we get closer to the time, how strict can we be about this, to make it a realistic, sustainable possibility? Do you see, we don't actually have to argue about it as far as I'm concerned. As we get closer to the time, it becomes clearer what is realistic. Do you see? People are kind of like filling out as they go along. So there's not so much a knowing what is going to happen. It's more like, well, there are several things that could happen. Wouldn't it be nice if this happened? Wouldn't it be nice if we did create the opportunity for world peace for 2020? Wouldn't that be nice? Well, how's that going to happen? And even if we do create the opportunity, what we're going to do with that opportunity? Do we actually have a plan? of transformation, of you know, sustainable global thing. I don't know. So what do I do? So this is just kind of a self-reflective thing. And it's something to do with, it's like social art. You don't really know what it is and what it's going to be. I know it will be a bit dull. It's not didactic. It's very much explorative. Explorative. What the hell? And it can happen at any age. Anybody at any age. It's not like you have to be 74 to get this, or you have to be a person in power, or you have to be an adult. You know, you can be a child, and you can be a dreamer. You could be an artist. You can be a sculptor. You can be, you know, a plumber. Absolutely anybody, and you can just do whatever it is that occurs to you. So what do I do? So I kind of like mapped out, and I think this is what I'm doing now, is I'm mapped out. I'm just saying stuff about what could happen, okay? And I was doing it at a certain pace, okay? I did this big book thing, which was just like, it is nuts, all right? And then, kind of at the same time, but I went, right, but I'm taking one step at a time. And the step is, I'm just going to teach in schools and just, you know, work with a bunch of people, primarily the kids, and secondarily the adults. You know, I'm just doing my bit. Because that hasn't really worked out, I'm just doing this kind of like the book thing again, and just going, look, guys, we really have to shake this up, okay? We've got to wake up here. And I just go, right, if this happens, that'd be lovely. This is how it could happen, and so on and so forth. And it's not, again, a prediction. It's not like prophesying this is going to happen. It's just like, wouldn't it be nice if this happened? And it's kind of potentially realistic, okay? I don't see why it can't happen. So for example, the film. I think for us to make a film, like Tav and a bunch of people collectively go, hell's bells, let's just make a film, okay? Using open source techniques and so on and so forth. Get Michael Bounds involved with a theory, all right? To effectively put into practice, so we learn the skills that we need to learn, and developing the system that can assist us to be able to confluence well. And at the same time, we actually have like a result. I.e. we have some suggestions of various films, we have some kind of enumeration, evaluation, using just Facebook or whatever. And then as that sort of develops, maybe, we might come up with eventually a taster, you know, a 3-minute, 2-minute, whatever, half-a-minute thing. And it could be low budget, it could be like, well, if it goes down this way, it's kind of like your British sci-fi, which is like no special effects really, very few, but really quite sophisticated. Or the cleverness of Sixth Sense, that kind of thing. Or the other one, you go down the big blockbuster route and you actually get like, you know, special effects and God knows what, lots of money and all that kind of stuff. And that all depends on how much money is actually being invested in the taster. Yeah. So are there other things that I can kind of like potentially describe how it is that it might manifest? And by thinking it, it makes it more realistic. By verbalizing it, it makes it more real. By other people listening to it, okay, that sounds kind of interesting. And by people discussing it, it becomes more real. Because I'm absolutely certain that the thoughts that I've got in my head are not like unique to me, but they do seem to be quite rare. I'm starting to get this idea that they're actually quite rare. So I think I just kind of like verbalize all this stuff, and hopefully, just by the act of that, it kind of like has help. It's kind of like a director, but a director of a film, there's kind of different styles of directing. It's not really a director who's just directing. It's more like guiding. Oh, what happens if this? What if this? That's kind of interesting if that happens. And it's not just like an ideas person, just like a plant just going, oh, this, that, and just come up with just like madness all the time, just creative ideas all over the shop without any idea where it's going. Because of the fact I have a very deep-seated kind of direction of where I'm going, I can almost go in any direction. Somebody could throw me a bicycle and I'll actually start using it towards 2020 world peace. So, yeah. So, if there's a bunch of, if you think of a director, the producers, I think, the post-producers, are the most important people when it comes to self-organizing, social arty, filmy kind of thing. All right, P2P network development. Okay, they call them directors in films in companies. No, it's not director. Producer. I think we might need a kind of entrepreneur. I don't like that word. But it's kind of fulfilling the role of kind of like producer person in films, I suppose. I don't know. I don't know any producers in films, apart from you.